Welcome back, everybody. This is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage, and thought I would make a little video of me reassembling the tension assembly for the 403A I've been working on. You will, of course, note that these are the three discs that I was showing you when I was talking about why I take these apart, why I ended up using metal polish and even a little 600 grit wet dry sandpaper, because I had one little rough area and I was able to smooth it very easily and then polish it up. And these are the three discs. You obviously want your tension assembly parts to be clean and free of any burrs or rust or old oil or thread thread pieces for that matter, because your thread passes through here. It's a primary, one of the big mechanisms on your machine for making sure your tension is appropriate. So I'm going to take these three discs and I'm going to put them behind this piece right here. This finger is going to go into that slot, and I am going to then look for my check spring. Here's the check spring. I talked about cleaning with the polish. And what I'm going to do is, remember, when you look at these from the side, you have, here's the check spring and here's the sandwich that's going in toward the machine. You're going to, you see that big U shape? That U is where you are going to put, that's how you're going to slide the check spring over so that one end, the end toward the machine, is here, and then the other end is here. So let's get the finger, which will help us line things up. And what I want, of course, is I want this finger to be at 12 o'clock, and I want the check spring, the long U of the check spring, to hang down around 6 o'clock. I think I showed this on a Singer 201 video once. I think I'll have to go back and check to see if the 201 is the same, but it matters when you are first installing this, and you'll see that in just a moment. Okay, next up I want to put in my tension indicator. This simply tells you, when you're increasing or decreasing tension. That's going to go with, again, this little cross member goes right in between the posts of your tension assembly. And next up we have the beehive spring, again called the beehive spring because it's shaped like that. Typically what I do is I make sure that it is in this position so it looks a bit like a cup and not like the letter E, which would be upside down based on Singer's instructions. So again, I'm going to put this on, and this piece that crosses at the top is going to go right in the center of the slit there. And when you're assembling these devices, sometimes the pieces just hang on there, and you have to watch because they want to bounce off and wiggle off on you, and if they do, you'll end up chasing them around on the floor like I have, I will admit, in the past. Here is the stop washer for this washer is important because you have to be able to control the number dial on this dial here. And of course on the back of this piece is a little, where is it? Here it is. There's a little protrusion there. You can see it there at 12 o'clock. And that protrusion needs to be to the right of this little nib at the top, right? So the nib faces up, we put that in. Again, you want to you kind of have to just get it to hang on here. Sometimes it doesn't want to. And so what we're going to do again is we're going to take this little protrusion on the inside, make sure, and you're kind of, without x-ray vision, make sure that it's to the right of the nib on that little washer. How do you know? Because I can turn to the right, and when I go to the left, it stops right around 0. That means that's in the right place. If it's not, you won't like it. So wait a minute, what am I doing here? Sorry, this is what I wanted to put on next. I got carried away. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so I've got this piece on. This goes up against your washer, and now from where we left off there, you can see now that I've got the little nib on the inside so it stops at 0, and then as I turn to the right, the numbers go up, and that's what you want. That's what this whole thing is for, is to help you figure out where you are in getting your tension adjusted. Now I am going to This is, of course, my my knurled. I call it a thumb nut. This is what you're actually going to turn. You want to make sure that the flat side is facing toward the machine, and that the side that is empty or has a rim on the inner surface. That's what you want facing you. Okay. So I'm going to turn this, and as soon as it starts to come into contact with my numbered dial, right now I'm not done yet though, because this piece needs to engage, and in order for that to happen, I'm going to take this piece, which looks like a little trim ring on an old car wheel. I'm going to put that in, right? Now it's just sitting there. Remember, the part of this that is not as fun as you would think, of course, is the place where that little screw is. The one that is so easy to lose. And sitting here on my magnetized little screwdriver, tiny screwdriver. I think this is a Singer screwdriver. Originally it was used for putting in, it's used for adjusting your bobbin case, but it's also helpful when you're dealing with tiny little screws, size of a peppercorn, very easy to drop. I have a towel under this machine, and you want a towel or a tray or something, because you really do not want to chase one of these across the floor. Ask me how I know. it's you know, you can laugh at situations like that. So there we go. I'm going to try, and you guys watch me. I know this is like the suspense part. Will it go in, or will he totally not get it? Well, not really. As you can see, the screw wants to wiggle. All right, now I've got it upright. Let's see, and of course I'm right-handed, so that's not fun to do it with my left hand, but I'm not scared. The reason I'm being so cautious is that it takes very little to get this thing to completely mess up. Now, so what I want to do is, I've got my number dial is working properly. I want to get this snugged down. Okay, so when I turn to the left, it should stop. The fact that it's not tells me that this is not engaging properly. So I have to go back and undo it. And if you have to do that as well, don't let that bother you. It is entirely possible that will happen to you as well. It just does. So what we'll do is I'll take this apart. We'll start over. Again, being extra careful not to lose that little set screw. It is super important. And you know, this is one of the changes that Singer made over the years. Why they bothered to do this it's not clear. Okay, so we shall try again. Let's see here. Got our piece there. Okay. Now let's see if that makes any difference. When we go to get this piece, whoops, didn't want to stay in. Get this piece snugged up here. Now I'm going to go in with this, and somewhere to the left here is my set screw space, and you know, I could have redone this video, but I like it when you guys see me try things and sometimes it flubs, or I have to try again, because it's easy when you're watching someone do something on YouTube and they've been doing it for a long time, and you think, oh, he makes it look easy. And then you try it, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Well, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just having, you know, one of those days. So, okay, we need to back off because we've gotten a little too far. A little too far down. And if you can't turn this all the way, it means you've actually tighten things down. Notice it won't even go. It tightens too far because the spring is too compressed. So we will try again. These machines are very forgiving, folks. They really are. As long as you're not foolishly forcing things, it should be okay. I'm taking this and turning it to the left, bringing it out a little bit further, right? Now, make sure that this is on the right side. Okay. All right, we'll try it again. Not a big deal. The machine will sit there patiently and wait for you. It's waiting for you to get everything set the way it should be. Now we'll put this back in and let's try it once more. I'm feeling extremely fortunate because normally I can't do squat with my left hand, but maybe it's just because I'm on camera, I don't know. There we go. Now you'll see that it's turning. It starts here. I've got this little piece on the inside is to the right of the washer finger at the top, so that washer is what's stopping it. And then notice it's just a hair below 0, and then we turn and we can go all the way to 9. And that is how you install it, mistakes and all. So again, just to encourage those of you who are doing this for the first time, you get frustrated. If you're not sure what's happening and you've watched this or other videos and you're not sure, just step away and walk away from it for a bit. I find that that's helpful sometimes when I'm kind of at a stuck point. And again, remember, these devices were designed to be maintained, to be taken apart, overhauled, and put back together. Unlike newer machines, where most of these parts aren't even aluminum or steel, they're they're plastic, just like the rest of the machine is for the most part. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thought I'd show that to you. We now have our tension assembly back together. Don't worry about the dirt on the outside. That's usually the last thing I ever bothered to do on a machine is to get the body cleaned. That's the gravy. That's the part that's, for me anyway, it comes at the end. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm working my way around slowly but surely, trying to get the old 403A in good shape and getting it ready to sew in all of its glory once again. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.